Today on the Morning Edition, Martin Luther King Day gave Alaskans everywhere a reason to stop and remember his work and look forward to the work yet to be done. We'll highlight some of the local celebrations that took place. Plus, a small business in Fairbanks is beginning an effort to help the Hunter Elementary School's lunch program. We'll show you how they're lending a hand to students in need of a little assistance. And later, from a realtor to restaurant owner, a woman follows her heart and passion, starting a Pay It Forward program to help her community out directly. We'll show you what she's doing and how as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. You know, I finally put my Christmas away yesterday. Finally.
Well, I would have things to put away if I put up Christmas.
We are more than halfway through January, but I know Christmas just brings me so much joy. It hurts me to
I love
take it
going
down.
around looking at those Christmas decorations, going over to your house and seeing the beautiful tree.
Yeah, and it's still dark. We need light.
That's what I told you. You should have just taken the Christmas decorations off and, you know, decorated it for carnival season.
Oh, well, it's all down now.
We are waking up this morning. Those temperatures continue to remain fairly warm across South Central, considering where we've spent most of December and the first half of January. 20 degrees is where we're currently sitting at. We can't rule out some light areas of patchy fog across portions of South Central, but overall, we're going to favor mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as we head throughout the afternoon hours. But overall, not a bad start to the morning. 14 in Soldotna, 23 degrees in Palmer, now into the Copper River Basin. We are seeing some single-digit lows this morning, but overall, as you step outside, you may find yourself not grabbing that thicker jacket that we did see through the first part of this month, as those temperatures will continue to warm into the 20s, possibly even some lower 30s later this afternoon. So we've got a ridge of high pressure that remains with us. This leads to clearer skies and stable conditions as high pressure leads to sinking air in the atmosphere. This also leads to warmer weather, and it suppresses any rainfall chances across a good portion of the state. As a result of that, we are going to continue to remain on the dry side for the foreseeable future for most locations across the state. You can see temperatures today expected to warm into the mid-20s as we head through the afternoon hours. Now, areas along the Kenai as you head out towards Prince William Sound in southern parts of the Kenai as well as Kodiak will see a decent chance today where those temperatures will warm into the 30s, but we're largely expected to see most locations staying in the 20s. Now, that avalanche warning, that has expired as of 7 a.m. this morning, so it is still in effect until 7 a.m., but you can see that considerable avalanche danger at all levels. Travel in avalanche terrain still not advised due to that snowpack that continues to remain very dangerous and unstable right now. We'll continue to monitor that situation. Again, that avalanche warning expires at 7 a.m. With considerable at all elevations. Now, as far as what we're going to see temperature-wise throughout the week, nearly identical conditions. I'll have more on that in that 7-day forecast coming up.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy took center stage Monday as Alaskans paused to remember his fight for justice and the work still ahead. The Alaska Black Caucus and local leaders held an MLK Day celebration. Joe Allgood has this morning's top story.
Let us love each other.
Honoring the late Dr. King's legacy, a multicultural presentation at East High School celebrated that which he fought for.
It is so important to continue to promote justice, which was really what Dr. Martin Luther King was all about. Again, justice, equity, equality, those things that, you know, might not be as present as they once were.
And while King may not have visited the last frontier, the rights he fought for extend to the 49th state.
Because I like to be a voice for those people that don't like to speak up. And a lot of times, if you look at the cultural differences up here, the state of Alaska is quite different from the lower 48.
King's work ultimately led to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, still upheld in part by the Civil Rights Office of the Alaska Department of Transportation.
Our mission is to promote fair and equity. We want to ensure that everybody has the same opportunities to work and bid on federally funded projects.
Considering King was thrust into national fame during the Montgomery bus boycott of 1955, his road to equity began in large part on the road.
Everyone should have opportunities to work, live, play, be able to use our roads just as much as anybody else.
A road that we are still traveling.
Everyone deserves, to be treated fairly, no matter what. And that's just the bottom line. At the end of the day, we're all people.
A message worth remembering.
We cannot give up hope. We must hope alive. And I think, again, events like this that bring us together as a community are positive messaging, and that's something we need more of.
Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
Well, no one was injured in a fire at the Cannery Lodge in Kenai Thursday night, but one firefighter sustained minor injuries from a slip and fall at the scene the next day. That's according to Fire Chief Jay Teague with the City of Kenai Fire Department, who also says multiple buildings on the property are considered a total loss.
It was pretty difficult for fire crews to operate without any injuries. We were, like the rest of Alaska, working on top of a few inches of solid ice. And then also the water accumulation from firefighting operations was also making it difficult.
Kenai fire officials say multiple agencies responded to a call Thursday evening due to the size of a fire affecting multiple structures on property of the Cannery Lodge. The officials say the fire started in a two-story building used for laundry and housekeeping supplies, and it spread to two single-story motel-style buildings. However, the lodge's restaurant did not burn.
Our first tactical priority on scene was to protect that building, as it is one of the main assets for the Cannery Lodge, and it is also a historical building, one of the original historical structures that has been on that site now for over 100 years.
Ice wasn't the only concern, as wind fueled the flames, but also blew them away from the restaurant building. Teague says one team member was injured the next day and is now cleared to return to duty. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but he says no foul play is suspected. Interior Alaska is now getting its natural gas from the North Slope instead of Cook Inlet, a change that's expected to improve access and reliability. At an event last week, community members and politicians celebrated the move, which started in earnest in December, with regular deliveries averaging around 70,000 gallons of liquefied natural gas a day. These trucked deliveries go to Interior Gas Utility, which supplies natural gas as a heating source to 3,600 people. IGU's general manager says the utility set an all-time distribution record on January 8th, sending out 138,000 gallons of natural gas.
We received in 2023 $4 million to specifically expand in areas of where the air is the worst, which is currently in North Pole. So with that funding, in the last 2 years, we've installed about 17 miles of additional main line, enabling us to have access to a lot more potential consumers.
Between its facilities in Fairbanks and North Pole, the utility has 5.5 million gallons of storage space for natural gas. A small business in Fairbanks has decided to turn their tacos into a win-win for the community by donating part of the proceeds from sales. Frozen Smoke Barbecue began an effort to raise funds for Hunter Elementary School's meal program by donating 10% of the proceeds from their taco sales. According to Frozen Smoke owner Ted Jones, the idea came from a customer, and it's something they'll be doing for the next 2 Mondays when tacos are on the menu. But Jones says the desire to give back to kids who rely on school meals is something that is very personal.
It really kind of hit home because I was on the school lunch program growing up, and there was times where I couldn't eat at times. So to help out this in the community was a huge thing for me.
Jones says he wants to continue this effort by dedicating 3 Mondays each month to raising funds for other nonprofits in towns such as youth shelters. Turning now to Capitol coverage, our political reporter Will Courtney is on his way to the state capitol, getting ready for the legislative session that begins today. He'll be tracking all the developing political storylines across the state. But first, a preview.
I'm in Haines, Alaska, heading to Juneau, where before lawmakers are a litany of a whole bunch of different policy objectives going into this session that begins on Tuesday. First and foremost, the LNG pipeline, clearing the way with bills to make sure that pipeline actually happens. There's the Rural Health Transformation Fund, where lawmakers have before them the objective to make sure that the laws in Alaska abide by the Rural Health Transformation Fund created by the Big Beautiful Bill. Then, of course, in Alaska, a tightening budget. It's going to be really important that lawmakers are able to balance the budget going into 2026. Now, those are just a few of the items on the agenda. Voters in Alaska also watching very closely how much their PFD is going to be in 2026 as well. So Live on our website right now, we do have an expanded article going into all the different policy initiatives, as well as a new edition of Alaska's Political Pipeline with the new House Minority Leader, Delina Johnson. Will Courtney, Alaska's News Source.
And like Will said, you can listen to Alaska's Political Pipeline for a deeper dive as the session continues. The latest episode is available now on our website, mobile app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Recreational halibut fishermen could soon see their limits cut in half. Adelmi Ruiz joins us now from the newsroom with the latest.
A proposal to reduce private halibut catches goes to a vote this week with the International Pacific Halibut Commission. According to Commission Chairman John Kirtland, the halibut population is struggling. The proposal, out of Seattle by the Fishing Vessel Owners Association aims to help the health of Pacific halibut in Alaska. It would cut the daily limit for private fishermen from 2 fish to just 1. But sport fishermen are pushing back, including a charter captain who opposes the move.
It's mind-boggling to me that a private person will be able to catch less than a person on a charter. That doesn't make sense to me. You know, we're out there doing it to make money, and we can catch more than that. So if you pay me, you can catch more. It goes against everything to me for the most restricted person to be the private person.
For Alaskans, catching halibut and being able to put some up like that is a big part of, us providing food for ourselves.
Private fishermen say the proposal should impact commercial trawlers that discard almost 9 million pounds of halibut each year as bycatch. We've reached out to the Alaska Commercial Halibut Coalition, but we're unable to get a response. The proposal also faces pushback from Representative Sarah Vance and Fish and Game Commissioner Vincent Lang, who call it inappropriate for IPHC in consideration at the upcoming annual meeting. The commission will vote Thursday, and public comments are being accepted online. Kristen.
All right, thanks, Adelmi. Coming up, 4 months ago, tragedy struck one family. Their loss reverberated through the community. We'll show you how they're honoring Jaden Hansen with a new child care facility in his name just ahead. Welcome back. 15 minutes past the hour on this Tuesday morning, and it's been a quiet week so far weather-wise across the state, Aaron.
And that's going to continue for many areas of Alaska as that ridge of high pressure remains with us. That's going to keep things not only quiet, but also keeping many areas with fairly normal temperatures. We're still holding on to some lingering fog through parts of southeast. And of course, as we've been talking about, that dry weather will remain for most of Alaska through a good portion of this week. Temperatures to start off the morning, 14 degrees in McGrath, 23 in Nome. Along the slope, we got 4 below in Utqiagvik, 8 below in Deadhorse, 21 degrees here in Anchorage, and of course out towards southeast, we've got those temperatures sitting in the 20s and the 30s with parts of the Aleutians still holding on to some of those warmer conditions while we are sitting in the 40s. Now, fairly quiet as we start off your Tuesday morning across most of the state as that ridge is with us. However, as we head out towards parts of western Alaska, we do have some light snow showers, very hit or miss snow showers that's lifting north through the Seward Peninsula out towards south-facing slopes of the Alaska Range. We may see some wintry mix, if not some freezing drizzle mixing in with some of that light snow. And again, it's going to be very hit or miss. Not everyone is going to see it. And it's really just these little white spots that you're seeing dotting the landscape. That is just those passing snow showers that we're seeing this morning. But keep in mind that we could see some localized areas of freezing drizzle out towards western parts of the state. But fairly quiet across south central. You can see some light rain showers out over the open waters of the Gulf of Alaska, but going to continue to hold on to those dry conditions across south central as we continue to take a bite out of that cold that we have been dealing with across south central for quite some time. So for today, you can see those temperatures. We're going to start off this morning at 7 a.m. right around 20 degrees, and then we do warm into the mid to upper 20s later this afternoon. And there will be some parts of the Kenai as well as Prince William Sound where we do manage to break freezing later today, and that does include Kodiak. But staying dry, we can't rule out some hit or miss showers across Kodiak Island out towards Middleton Island as well, but largely expecting the ongoing dry trend to stay with us. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds for the foreseeable future. And when we're watching our next chance of seeing precipitation precipitation across South Central. It likely will not arrive until early next week. So we'll continue to hold on to a dry stretch through most of this week across South Central, which is some improving conditions and much wanted weather across South Central, considering how cold that we have been. You can see those mild afternoons, some light breeze still with us across South Central. There's those temperatures, 20s and 30s, possibly even making a run near 40 for coastal areas of South Central. And you can see the cold spot will be out towards the Copper River Basin, where we will manage to still warm into the teens, 17 degrees as you head out towards Glen Allen. But you can see that 7-day forecast. Not much to talk about in terms of precipitation. Daily highs sitting right around 25 degrees, overnight lows falling into the teens. So we're talking about near identical conditions each and every afternoon. Some days may bring a bit more sunshine than others, but we'll call it mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We may see some light flurry potential by Sunday, but we're really watching Monday as our next best chance of at least seeing a chance for snow in the forecast.
And nice and quiet. We like that. Thanks, Aaron. 4 months after 10-year-old Jaden Hansen died in a tragic ATV rollover, a child care center is dedicating a brand new facility in his honor. Georgina Fernandez takes us inside Jaden's center and the promise to never let his story fade.
Every corner you turn,
And he loved his Legos.
there's a reminder of 10-year-old Jaden Hansen.
He was such a sweet boy to all of the children.
His personality.
He was just the clown in the family.
And his gentle smile remembered forever on these walls.
It was just to honor him.
Just over 4 months ago, Jaden died in a side-by-side ATV rollover last August.
It was a rough one. It was rough for our teachers. That first week coming back to the daycare, all of his friends, I mean, there were just so many tears.
Jaden was Dee's Little Angels Daycare Center's longest attending student. His mother, Karen, says the daycare played a huge role in his life.
They're family to us. They've just poured into our lives, always been there.
And now his family is making sure Jaden's story isn't forgotten.
So we wanted to keep his spirit alive, and we wanted to honor him so he can continuously be at all of our facilities. So that's how we decided to name this facility Jaden Center.
And in doing so, Jaden Center is filled with his photos, old notes, and artwork everywhere.
As a parent who's, grieving, it's very important for me to know that people are still remembering my sweet boy.
And Jaden's famous Lego design.
And in the daycare, they weren't allowed to talk about guns or make guns with Legos, and my son did. So he got reprimanded, and he simply told the teacher that it was not a gun, it was actually a glue gun.
And they rebuilt it in his honor.
And that Lego gun, the hot glue gun, that was our all-time favorite story of Jaden.
And here, within these walls, Jaden's vibrant spirit and the love that surrounds him will continue to inspire forever. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's News Source.
Jaden Center welcomes everyone to come by, learn about his inspiring story, and take a tour, whether you have kids or not.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's News Source automatically and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's News Source app.